I always dreamed of a peaceful life, a cozy home with a garden where I could relax and enjoy myself. That dream felt real when my husband James and I bought a house in the countryside. It had everything I wanted: a big yard, beautiful flowers, and a calm environment. But my happiness didn't last long. Everything changed when James's mother, Grace, and his sister, Mia, announced they were moving in with us. "After thinking it over, we've decided to live together," Grace said with a smug smile. "Surely you won't object." Before I could reply, she added, "If you refuse, I'll make sure my son divorces you." "What will your boss think about that?" I felt trapped. Grace's words weren't just a threat, they were a power move. Living with her and Mia meant endless bullying. Just imagining it made me shiver. I knew I had to take a stand, even though the odds were against me. "I'm sorry, but I don't want to live together," I said, trying to sound firm. My voice shook a little, but I didn't back down. Grace's face turned angry. "You don't understand your place," she snapped, pulling out a divorce form already signed by James. "If you don't like it, sign here." She looked so pleased with herself. For her, this was just a game to take control of the house. But she didn't know I had my own plan. Quietly, I signed the papers, packed my things, and left. On the day they moved into the house, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. It was Grace. Her voice sounded panicked. "Did you know the house you chose has so many problems? The ground sinks, the doors don't close, and there are coal mines nearby. You knew this, didn't you?" "Yes, I knew," I said calmly. "And yet, you moved in anyway." Grace was furious, but her desperation confirmed that my plan had worked. I had purposely chosen a house with hidden flaws, knowing they'd force their way into it. I even let Mia accidentally find the real estate brochure, setting the trap. They fell right into it. Despite their endless calls, I refused to meet them. But they wouldn't stop. Finally, I agreed to meet at a cafe. I arrived late on purpose, making them wait. When I walked in, their anger was obvious. "How dare you keep us waiting?" Grace snapped. "I don't want to hear about manners from you," I said calmly. "What do you want?" "You need to fix this mess," Grace demanded. "The house is falling apart." "I told you many times," I replied. "You chose to live there. It wasn't my decision." Grace had no answer. They had brought this on themselves, and now they were stuck with it. "If you're done blaming me, I have something to say," I continued. "I'm filing a lawsuit against you for the stress you caused me." "A lawsuit? For stress?" Grace stammered. I pulled out a medical report. "Living with you caused me anxiety and depression," I said. "Your constant bullying took a toll on my health." Grace looked shocked. She never expected me to fight back. "That's just because you're weak," she muttered. "Weak? Or maybe you're just cruel," I replied. "Your actions have consequences. Did you know that threats and insults are against the law?" Mia finally spoke up. "You don't have proof," she said smugly. I smiled and took out my phone. "Actually, I do. I recorded everything." Their faces went pale. I played a few recordings, and the cafe fell silent. Grace's threats and Mia's insults were all there. "And that's not all," I added, turning to Mia. "Do you remember going through my bag?" "I didn't," she started, but her words faded when I showed her a video. The footage clearly showed her rummaging through my belongings. "Stealing is a crime, Mia. You could go to jail for this," I said. Mia's confidence crumbled, and she sat back, defeated. James finally spoke up. "Amelia, please, let's not make this worse. I'm sorry for everything." I turned to him, my voice steady. "Sorry isn't enough. You sided with them, betrayed me, and had an affair. Do you really think I'll forgive you?" James looked down, ashamed. "I was wrong. I'll change. Please, give me another chance." "No, James, we're done," I said firmly. "I've moved on, and so should you." With that, I left the cafe. From that day on, their lives fell apart. Grace and Mia became outcasts, struggling with debt and shame. James lost his job and couldn't find work. The once proud trio was broken. Grace's downfall was particularly satisfying. She'd spent years controlling everyone around her, but now she was powerless. Friends and relatives avoided her, and her reputation was ruined. Mia's situation was no better. She tried to move in with friends, but no one wanted her. Eventually, she ended up in a small, run-down apartment, barely making ends meet. James's attempts to find a new job were fruitless. News of his affair had spread, and no company wanted to hire someone with such a reputation. The stress and humiliation were too much for him, and he retreated into himself, living off small, temporary gigs to survive. Meanwhile, my life took a turn for the better. I met someone new, a kind, thoughtful man who appreciated me for who I was. He didn't judge my past or see me as a victim. Instead, he admired my strength and resilience. Together, we built a life full of trust and respect. Looking back, I realized how much I had grown. The challenges I faced taught me to stand up for myself and never let anyone take advantage of me again. My new partner and I often talked about the future, our dreams, goals, and plans for a family. For the first time in years, I felt truly happy. One day, I received an unexpected letter from James. It was a long, emotional apology. He admitted his mistakes, confessed his regrets, and asked for forgiveness. While I appreciated his honesty, I knew there was no going back. My life had moved forward, and so had I. I wrote back, thanking him for his apology, but making it clear that our paths were separate now. It felt like closing a chapter, a painful, challenging chapter that had shaped who I was today. Now, as I stand in my new garden, watching the flowers bloom, I feel a deep sense of peace. The scars from my past remain, but they've made me stronger. I'm ready to embrace the future, knowing that I have the strength to overcome anything that comes my way. My story is no longer about pain and struggle. It's about hope, resilience, and the power of starting over. Though the memories linger, they no longer define me. I've found a way to let them guide me, not haunt me. My new life feels like a second chance, a gift I don't take for granted. Every day is filled with gratitude and optimism. My partner and I often sit in the garden, planning our wedding and imagining our future together. This time, I feel secure. I know that no matter what challenges come our way, we will face them as a team. Occasionally, I think back to Grace, Mia, and James. Their lives are likely still tangled in the chaos they created. I wonder if they've learned anything, or if they continue to blame others for their misfortune. Either way, I know it's no longer my concern. Their choices are theirs to live with. My story is a testament to resilience, proof that even when life seems unbearable, there's a path forward. It might not be easy, but it's worth it. I hope my experiences inspire others to stand up for themselves, to find strength in adversity, and to believe in brighter days ahead. Because no matter how dark the night, the dawn always comes.